Good afternoon, students. How are you? I know you are waiting for the next class. Today, I am going to explain you crystals and crystallization, hydrated and anhydrated substances, water of crystallization, efflorescence, deliquescence, and hygroscopy. These are the properties, drying and dehydrating agents. Let us start with the crystals. What are crystals? Crystals are homogeneous, that is uniformly mixed solid particles having some definite geometrical shape. Crystals of different salts have different geometrical shape. Let us see in the diagram. Sodium chloride, common salt, it has cubic shape. Copper sulfate, it has rhombohedric shape, rhombus base shape. Ferrous sulfate, it has octahedral shape. Potassium nitrate, it has prismatic shape. So different salts have different shapes. What is crystallization? It is a process by which crystals of a substance are obtained by cooling a hot saturated solution. When we heat saturated solution which is hot, we will get the crystals. Let us see the methods of obtaining crystals in a laboratory. By cooling a hot saturated solution, we can get the crystals. By slowly evaporating a saturated solution, by cooling a fused mass that is heated more, and by sublimation process, we can get the crystals. And here I am going to explain you the preparation of crystals of copper sulfate. For this, we will make a saturated solution of copper sulfate at 80 degrees Celsius and filter it. Allow the filtrate to cool and leave it for a day. After a day, we will find many smaller crystal. We will take a crystal. Now suspend a well-shaped crystal by means of a thread tied to a glass rod. We can see in the diagram. Here is the crystal and this is tied with a thread which is fixed in the glass rod. It is suspended in the solution of copper sulfate. This copper sulfate solution is saturated. After a few days, we will find a weak seed crystal of copper sulfate. This crystal will slowly grown up. That's why it is called seed crystal. What is seeding? The process of inducing crystallization by a crystal of pure substance into its saturated solution is called seeding. Let us move to the next topic, hydrated substances. The substances which contain water molecules along with its salts are called the hydrated substances, and here are some examples. Sodium carbonate decahydrate, this is washing soda. Copper sulfate pentahydrate, this is blue vitriol. They are hydrated as they have water molecule. What are anhydrous substances? The substances which do not contain any water molecule with salts are the anhydrous substances. Some examples are sodium chloride, potassium nitrate, sodium sulfate. We are saying here there is no water molecule in their formula, so they are anhydrous. What is water of crystallization? The calculated amount of water molecule present in some salts as their integral part is called the water of crystallization. They are used to make the crystal. They can be removed on heating. Let us see in the table. Here are some substances which have water of crystallization. Blue vitriol, copper sulfate 5H2O, it has 5 molecule of water. Sodium sulfate, it has 10 molecule of water. So different salts are given here. They have different amount of calculated molecule of water. Let us see the methods to obtain anhydrous salts from hydrated salts. We can get anhydrous salts from the hydrated salts by direct heating. On direct heating, water molecule will be removed. By heating in dry and hot air, that air will absorb the moisture. By heating under vacuum, the water molecules will removed. By using dehydrating or desiccating agents such as warm concentrated sulfuric acid, it will take out the water molecule. Let us see in the diagram. Here is hydrated copper sulfate CuSO4 5H2O. It has water molecule, that's why its color is blue. On heating, it becomes anhydrous copper sulfate. Its color is white because it has no water molecule. When we put water molecule into it, it will reverse back into blue crystals of copper sulfate. So students, you have seen the importance of water of crystallization. With water of crystallization, its color is blue. Without water of crystallization, its color is white. Efflorescence. These are the properties of salts. The phenomenon where a compound loses its water of crystallization when exposed to dry air is called efflorescence, and such substances are called efflorescents. Here are some examples: sodium carbonate, decahydrate, magnesium sulfate, heptahydrate. They are the examples of efflorescent substances. Next one is deliquescence, the phenomenon in which certain water-soluble substances absorb moisture from atmospheric air and ultimately dissolve in the absorbed air, forming a saturated solution. That means such substances absorb moisture from the atmosphere and ultimately dissolve and form the saturated solution, and such substances are called deliquescents. Some examples are sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, caustic soda, caustic potash, magnesium chloride, calcium chloride, and ferrous chloride. Hygroscopy. It is the phenomenon in which certain substances absorb moisture from the atmosphere when they are left open but not enough to form solution. That means they absorb moisture but not enough to form the solution, like deliquescence. Such substances are called hygroscopic substances. Some examples are concentrated sulfuric acid, phosphorus pentaoxide, calcium oxide, and silica gel. Here is note for you: efflorescent substances lose their weight, whereas deliquescent and hygroscopic substances gain when exposed to air. What are drying agents? They are the substances that can readily absorb moisture from other substances without chemically reacting with them. They are also called desiccants. Some examples are anhydrous calcium chloride, anhydrous zinc chloride, anhydrous, that means they have not water molecule, phosphorus pentaoxide, magnesium sulfate, dry sodium sulfate. Actually, all the hygroscopic substances are drying agent. They absorb the moisture. Dehydrating agents, they are the substances that can remove even the chemically combined water molecules from the compounds. Drying agents, they absorb the outside water molecules, and dehydrating agent, they remove the chemically combined water molecule. And hydrated agents are concentrated sulfuric acid and alumina. How to dry gases? We can dry gases by passing the gases through concentrated sulfuric acid. What is the reason? The reason is concentrated sulfuric acid has a strong affinity for water, so it absorbs the water. Here it is important for you. Concentrated sulfuric acid is used to dry acidic gases, whereas quicklime calcium oxide is used for basic gases. And the second, passing them through a drying tower containing quicklime or anhydrous sodium sulfate, we can dry the gas. How to dry liquids? By keeping them overnight over anhydrous sodium sulfate or magnesium sulfate or calcium chloride at room temperature, we can dry the liquids. How to dry solids? By spreading them on a watch glass and keeping it in desiccator for some days. What a desiccator? It is an airtight glass vessel containing a suitable drying agent like anhydrous calcium chloride placed at the bottom. Let us see in the diagram. Here is the desiccator. In the desiccator, it is kept anhydrous calcium chloride. Dear students, and here is some question for you. You have to go through the video and then you have to solve these questions. Thank you. Have a nice day. Have a nice study.